Hi guys, welcome back to Not Your French Girl. In this pretty rainy day, we're gonna talk about how much we've grown since we came to Paris and how much it changed us.
Exactly. And I think the journey has been incredibly crazy, like how much we've changed over the past 7, nearly 8 years here, by the way.
Girl, we're gonna enter in our 8th year.
Yeah,
Can you
it's
imagine?
crazy how time flies. But I think it's also crazy to look back on how much we've changed by style, identity, our personalities.
Exactly, girl.
And yeah, let's get into it.
Now I wanna know from you, what do you think was the thing that changed the most in your personality? Like your character, something like that. Like since you left Australia. Who's the Shana back then and who's the Shana now?
I think, honestly, it's the confidence. I think it's the confidence.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like I've become more of a bitch by living here. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You weren't a bitch before?
No, I feel like in Australia, it's like, I was living in China, so it was kind of different. But I wasn't that sure of myself. And I feel like here, people kind of have this cold exterior, which we've already talked about.
Yeah.
And I think this kind of rubbed off on me. So usually if I bump into someone on the metro or they bump into me, I kind of was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And now it's kind of like, excuse me.
I'll just go like Kona.
Kona.
Or like Konas. Eventually. I think confidence is something that I've learned how to have since this 8 years. I think also my personality, because I've become more French than Brazilian, I think.
I was going to say.
I wasn't that, I'm obviously Brazilian, but I'm not the stereotype Brazilian that people be like, oh, party person, someone that's super easygoing. Not even easygoing, but just super fun and everything. I'm more close. So I identify more with the French culture.
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly. And I think I became really French in these 8 years. I adapted really well in the culture. But also...
Sorry, maybe you kind of just also felt more blended in. Maybe you felt maybe a bit outcast in Brazil, because I know your personality and I feel like it's true that you're not the usual type of Brazilian stereotype, let's say.
Yeah.
I feel like you fit super well here in the French culture.
Yeah, I think I'm really half-half, because I'm not 100% Brazilian. Now I'm really half-half perfectly. But yeah, but I also grown so much. I learned a lot from this almost 8 years here. And I think I became more strong, because we go through so much every single day.
It's true.
That you need to be strong AF.
Yeah.
And I feel sometimes even today, I had this horrible day at work, and then I came running here on the bike in this rain, and I was just oh my God, how do I do all of this? I'm so strong.
The multitasking, it's those octopuses doing 1,000 things.
Exactly. And then I have to go home and then cook something and then have dinner, and the day is not even over yet.
It's halfway through.
Exactly.
Still got a whole fucking it's 8 hours to go.
I swear. But yeah, I think the strength is something that changed a lot in me.
For sure. And what's one thing that's the stereotypical French vibe that you think that you've really incorporated in your personality?
Oh my God, that's so hard, because at the same time, I don't feel like I fit in a lot of the French things, because I don't eat a lot of cheese. And I'm not the super bread every time. But I think, I don't know.
I feel like me would be the kind of built of this cold exterior, the fact that the French are seen as cold exterior. I think that this has been incorporated in my personality, for example.
You became more cold.
I look more cold. I'm still bright sunshine inside.
I think one thing that I maybe take from French people more is the friendships. Because since I had so many stories until here. Yeah, we talked a little bit in the last episode. But then I think I started to be more not even selective, but to work more in my friendships and then try to do the effort, be there, and also be careful who you put like inside your house and everything. So I think I adapted this like in my day-to-day life.
And this is like very good to have, by the way.
Yes, exactly.
This is
Especially for
something
me.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't want to stoop that low, but I was like, bitch, you need it.
Yeah, I know. Thank you.
But I'm so happy that you learned that. So it's good.
Yes.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
We're learning and we're growing each day.
Yes, exactly. We're maturing every day.
Amen. I want to say, should we like compare ourselves like from when we met till now?
Okay. What, like style, personality, everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's try. Let's try
Okay,
to
you do a
this.
portrait
Like,
of me and I
okay.
do a portrait of yours.
Okay.
Okay, you start.
Thanks. No pressure.
Not at all.
I think style wise, you've really grown into your style. Like before when I met you, you were wearing like a lot of colors when I met you. Like a lot of colors, girl. Like,
I'm wearing like pink.
No. You still wear colors.
Like, what the fuck?
No. You still wear colors, but I feel like before it was like the mismatch of colors. Like you would
Okay.
match like the most craziest colors.
Really?
Yeah. Like it's like do Brazil carnival. And then now
I wanted to show my fucking personality.
yeah. Now you choose like you usually stay with like either earthy tones or you do like one like bold color like today, for example.
Yeah.
That's like the style vibe.
So this is good?
This is good.
My
We like
pink?
it.
Okay.
It's going well. We love
Okay,
it.
perfect.
10 out of 10, guys. 10 out of 10.
Amazing.
And then in terms of personality, I feel like you were, you're still shy, but I think over time now, when I first met you during the first few years, very shy personality, very closed. Like, not that you were closed, but that I think you were too scared to open up to people.
Yeah.
And I think over the years now, like, obviously that comes with age and maturing and everything, but I think that you can like now meet someone and be like super open and have a conversation. Like, I see you being a little social butterfly sometimes when we're out and about. So this is something that I noticed about you that changed.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
I know.
Yeah. Well, I think for you, before like your style, I think that's like the contrary of me. I think you were a little bit like shy. You were like wearing like basic clothes and everything.
Yeah,
and now you're
thanks,
like really really more like expressing yourself through your clothes. And you're like super fashionable. And then you have like different like pieces, you know, like super fashionable, super different. And that you can wear so well. And before you would just like your basket, jeans, and a sweater, you know?
No, but it's true. I used to try to blend in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but still, like, we worked in fashion. Like,
Yeah, I know, but like,
if you wanted to blend in, you would be like doing way more.
didn't want people to see me.
Yeah, exactly. But personality, I think something that really changed, I think we talked about this in the last episode. I think you are more like calm
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Before you were like super, I don't know how to explain how to use the words, but I think you were more like how do I say this?
Erratic?
No, I want to say like I was scared of you at the beginning. Like, to be honest, I was scared. Like, if I said no, you would be like, no, you cannot say no. You know, you were like really bossy. I know you're still.
I'm still bossy, babe.
But still, you're like less bossy in the friendship. Like, you're more like giving other people space and everything. Because I felt like if there's on a dinner or something, I said like, oh, I cannot go. Girl, I was like sweating, texting you like, I'm not feeling good, I cannot go. I was like, oh my gosh, it's gonna kill me. And now I feel like I can say this to you because you're more like calm and chill, and then you'd be like, okay,
that's crazy. Nice. I never heard that before, but it's so crazy that actually made me think of a French stereotype.
Yes.
Because I heard that when like French people, when they're young, they have like a lot of like how do you say, pressure to like always finish the night like déchiré, like totally fucked up. So they always have to stay out till like 6, 7 a.m. when they're like young in their 20s. They have to get drunk and everything. And if they go home, they're seen as like boring, lame, this kind of vibe. And now, as like from what I heard, they were like saying like, oh, now that I don't care. I want to go home. I'm gonna go home.
Exactly.
This is the vibe. I was like, oh, maybe this is my French stereotype that I didn't know.
Yeah, maybe. Exactly. Now you just don't care.
Yeah, I don't care.
Now, yeah, exactly. And you care a bit, like you care less about that.
Yeah, I really do.
Because I think you matured a lot, like, and you have like other priorities. Like, honestly, if someone, if you're not gonna be able to have dinner tonight, it's just like it's fine, you know. You have other stuff to do.
Yeah, and I think also there's the understanding of like just letting people live their shit, and like sometimes I've been in positions where I like had to cancel on people because I didn't feel like going out, and sometimes like I'm really glad that we got to this stage of our friendship where now we can just be like, I'm tired. I don't want to go out, girl.
Yeah.
It's like not even a lie. It's just like I'm literally tired.
Exactly.
Or I don't want to socialize.
But now you're more understanding about that, I think.
Yeah. But I think the pressure before, because I used to get pressure from my friends, and I think it was something that I learned.
Maybe.
I mean, we met when I was like, what, 20?
Oh my God, yes, you were so young.
I was a baby.
Yeah, I was 25. I was 25. That's true.
Yeah.
How cute.
Now that we talked about a little bit about like our past selves and now selves and how we've like integrated these stereotypes in our personalities, what are things that allow you to keep your Brazilian vibes? What are things like that you still keep? Because like when you go home, you don't want to feel like an imposter.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like super weird when I go home. And I feel just like, who are these people? Like, you know.
Why are they doing these weird things?
Yes, and I feel so good, especially when I go with Charles, and I'll be like, I can bitch about everyone in French, and I'll be like,
I do the same.
I'm too French for this country.
Get me out of here.
I'm literally like that. And then when I settle, I'll be like, I don't want to go back to Paris. Oh, fuck, I don't want to see French people anymore.
Yeah, I feel you.
It's like so weird. But what was the question? Sorry.
No, I just wanted to ask, like, how do you keep the Brazilian spirit alive?
Yeah, of course. I think through like food, because I really try to make like my beans and everything.
I love your beans, girl. They're so
I need to do
good.
it.
Yes, with the like chorizo and the ribs.
Yeah, it's ribs and it's kind of like a chorizo, yeah.
Yeah, and that little like powder.
And the little bacon.
The Brazilian powder that they
farofa.
Farofa.
Yeah, it's
that
so
shit's good.
Yes.
That shit's good.
Brazilian friends that we gather and then we eat some like Brazilian food.
It's nice.
Music. I always like to hear like the latest music's going on. And I think that's how I feel like that I'm not leaving like my Brazilian side. So I think it's that, yeah.
And just to hop in, what's your most Brazilian like personality, part of your personality?
My sweet side, like the eating sweets. I'm like, I can't. French pastry are not that sweet. For me, it needs to be like super sweet.
The little things that you had last time, like the little
brigadeiro.
Yeah, these are so
girl,
good.
But
these
super
so
sweet.
Good. Yeah.
But for me, it needs to be like super sweet. You know, you need to put like how do you say, like condensed milk?
Yeah.
Everywhere. Like, honestly, it's the best thing. And I can't even eat that, but I want to put it everywhere.
You like it. It doesn't like you.
Exactly. What about you?
Something that I've really kept from the Aussie vibe is just, I don't know.
The accent?
I don't think so. I think like really.
You have a lot of accent.
Babe, if you go to Australia.
No, I can't imagine, but you have
will be shocked.
Really?
Yeah, you will not understand a thing, I think.
Yeah,
like
maybe.
my partner went and he was like, Shana, I don't understand anything they're saying. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, love. Like,
this is us.
If you need a translation, I can help you. But even then. And
but sometimes you have like a...
And when I go back for a while, I get it.
Oh, really?
Get it strong. But I think that I do have this like I think that when you meet Australians in general, we're very like open and kind people. Like I look like a bitch. I really do. Unless I talk to you and I'm like super nice.
Yeah.
I'm super open. True. And I'm really like, I don't think I'm personally a social butterfly because I am quite introverted with my friends. Like I like to be alone in my thoughts and my things. But I think that I do like if I'm on a night out and I want to have a boogie with someone, I just go and talk to everybody. Like
you don't have a problem by that. Yeah, you're not shy.
That's an Aussie thing, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't keep this Brazilian side. I'm shy. Enough about our past lives and our past habits. Let's talk about our usual habits and how it was for us to adapt into this French culture. Did you have like moments where like you struggle with like, I don't know, French etiquette, something like that?
I think it was just trying to understand like French humor.
Oh yes, girl, this is still like a struggle for me sometimes.
I didn't get it. Like I literally, I have a dry sense of humor, but they are like, dead sense of humor.
Yeah, their
Like,
sense of humor is so
dry.
bad. It's so bad. Us in Brazilian, we're like so funny, and our sense of humor is like amazing. Girl, we have like the best memes. We have like, if you see like Brazilian Twitter, it's like, girl, to die for. And here, I just feel like the only thing that they say it's funny is like, la France de Macron. Like, you know, this is their like a funny joke, you know?
I'm just like,
I feel like this is so sad.
No, but even when they make jokes, like they make jokes, like they could be like, "Oh, that makes me sad," and then it's like they're trying to be funny, but it's not.
No,
I'm
it's
like,
not. It's
are
not
you
fucking
really sad?
working.
Or, like I'm lost. Like I don't,
Yeah, exactly.
it makes me like, yeah, I get it now, obviously.
Yeah.
But when I arrived, I was like, shit, it's gonna be a long ride because like I thought they're not getting it.
No, they're not funny. But for me, I think the worst part to like adapt was the fact that here they're a bit more like how do you say this? It's like more strict on like everything. Like the etiquette, how you like not like eat because like I know how to eat like a normal person, you know.
Yeah, of course.
But like they're really like these tiny little things, like, you know, they're like specific on like this type of things that we're in Brazil, like we don't actually care. Like where to sit on the table, there's like a seating chart and everything. Oh, you need to like I don't know, you need to eat the bread like with your fork and not with your hand, something like that, like to sauce the thing. And I was just like, oh my God, they're like so annoying.
I'm sorry, babe, but I literally think this is just like bougie French families.
Maybe, yeah, but like it's so annoying because this is where I found myself at, and I was just like,
in this situation, so
yes.
you're like, what the fuck do I do? What,
Yeah, you couldn't even like drink from a fucking can, like a Coca-Cola can, and I was just like, oh my God.
If I find myself in this, I would run, babe.
Yes, girl. For me, that was like really hard because like, and you have to like do the vous situation like super properly.
Yeah, and this is annoying.
I was like, oh my God, I was like already like learning, and then I had to be like perfect.
Yeah.
And honestly, us in Brazil, we really don't care, girl. We use like Havaianas like for a living, basically.
Babe, in Australia too, we walk bare feet in the supermarket.
Exactly.
Like,
and now like every Sunday lunch, we have like to go like super dressed up as we're going like for a gala thing.
I love it.
And to be like there like, vous voulez quelque chose?
It's kind of fun. It's like you're doing a little dress up every Sunday, you know?
I swear, but sometimes it's just like tiring, you know? Sometimes I just want to be myself.
Yeah,
and
I
be
get
like,
it.
you know.
I get it.
Yeah, I just want to be chill. It's fucking Sunday. I swear, I have to dress up all the other days. I just wanted to be like in sweatpants and Uggs. But now I can't. So yeah, that was, for me, it was a bit annoying.
I can imagine.
Yeah, but other than that, it was fine.
Yeah, I see it as like if from an outside perspective, it sounds funny because like you could dress up and be like pretend and haha every Sunday, but in reality, like I would hate.
Yes,
girl. I would hate.
And imagine when you go out on a Saturday and then like on a Sunday you need to like put another makeup. Like when you're hangover and stuff, and it'll be like, oh no.
No, thank you.
It's
no,
horrible.
Thank you. Yeah. Absolutely not. No. The drinking culture, that just made me think of something.
Oh my God, that's so true.
The drinking culture here is wild.
Oh my God, girl. Yeah. And this, I put it in my life. Like when I came here, like really honestly, I really did. Like wine and champagne is basically like part of my entire life and personality right now. So yeah. Yes, that's so true.
They really do drink like, but I think for
like
them it's a
tomorrow.
leisure. Like for them to go on a terrace, to take a drink after work. Like it's really a part of their culture.
Exactly.
Like, I was like, oh my God, why are they drinking every day? Like after work, like they must be alcoholics.
I swear, girl. And they like, I see like, especially like in Charles' family, people like, adults, they like come back from work, they already have their like a glass of wine like every single day. And for me, like a glass every single day is like basically you're an alcoholic.
I know, but that's what it was at the time.
Yeah, but here it's normal.
Yeah, but I have my 2 to 3 glasses of wine a week.
Yeah, of course, me too.
On a
but
weekday.
like, yeah, but not like I don't come back from work and start drinking, you know?
No. But some days you really need like that glass of wine, you know?
Yeah, sometimes it's really nice.
It's
and
nice.
I really love like a
sometimes
wine.
Do you crave it? Like sometimes I'm like craving a red wine. I'm like, oh my God, I would love
Yes,
a
girl,
red
because
wine.
it's so good, honestly.
But I never had this appreciation before. I was like, oh my God. And then I finally came here. I was like, actually, wine. Well, also the wine here is amazing.
Yes, girl, that's the thing. Like you cannot go wrong. Like any French wine is good, basically.
You can't go back, babe. Like
No.
they were like in Australia, the wine's amazing. I'm like, babe.
They have nice wines in Australia.
Okay,
They do.
sure.
In New Zealand and everywhere.
Yeah,
like
yeah, they
that.
have nice wine. Here's better.
It's not like a Pinot Noir from Bourgogne.
Yeah, or like a Gamay from Bourgogne. This is the best for me. It's so good.
Girl, for me, it's like my favorite. It's like Pinot Noir from Bourgogne. It's
So
like,
good.
But yeah, I really put this in my day-to-day life as well.
Wow.
The champagne.
French alcoholics.
I swear, girl. This is so true.
Alcoholics or just drinking for pleasure? I don't know.
But I think that's the part that I love from my French self the most.
I agree.
Yeah. It took us a long time to process and come back to this. And we're like, oh, yeah, this is a huge part of our lives, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. The drinking.
Yeah.
The drinking culture. This is true. So speaking of wine, I think that Paris kind of broke us in a sense, but essentially taught us how to drink wine and hold it together.
Exactly. I think we needed this because wine is what's keeping us like here and alive and still going.
Exactly.
Because you're just like looking forward for that glass of wine on the weekend.
Exactly. Exactly. But I do have to say that we didn't lose our identities or our home country identities, for example. I think that they're just more layered now. And I think that's a really beautiful thing.
I think we found ourselves in a new culture.
Yeah.
Like we found other parts of ourselves that were there already.
Yeah.
But it didn't develop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Develop. Yeah.
And I think it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Because I like who I am now.
Yeah.
I like to be a little bit Brazilian. I like to be a little bit French. And I think it's beautiful.
So poetic.
Yeah.
No, it was like, it's cool that you get to choose, like, I want to be French today. I want to be a little bit more like Aussie, or as you, Brazilian, you know? Like, you get to choose your little identity of the day.
Yeah.
It's like a spy.
And I can be like Brazilian here, and then I can go back home and be like the Frenchie.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
it's so good.
And also, do your family, when you go back, do they ever be like, oh my God, you're so French now?
Oh, yes, every time. Because, girl, I don't even know how to say, like, speak Portuguese anymore. Sometimes I just like, yes. Well, we speak like every fucking
but my English
week.
is like broken English, bro. Like, I can't even think straight. I'm like, Chinese, French, English. I'm like, which language is my speaking at this
Chinese. Sorry, I can't go that way. Yeah. No, but for me, like, I lost so much of my Portuguese. And then sometimes I just, like, put a French word in a Brazilian way, and they'll be like, I know what you mean, but this is not the correct word, you know?
Yeah,
They'll be like, oh my God, you're so French. I'm just like, yeah, it's part of my new me.
Yeah.
I'm happy about that.
No, but it's good. It's a little twist to Isabella, you know what I mean?
I love it.
So yeah, I think Paris really changed us.
Yeah, but it still reminds us who we are, like, even beneath the chaos.
Yeah, I think it's a little messy. We tumbled. We dragged ourselves to the grave. Like, we really went wild, but I think we survived somehow, and it's nice.
Yeah. And basically that's what it is to be an expat in the city of chaos. I mean, light. Sorry.
It's supposed to be light.
Exactly.
But thank you guys.
Thank you for listening, and we see you
next week.
À la semaine prochaine. Bisous. Bye.